Welcome back, dear viewers. My name is still Dayo Mogun, and my guest has joined me. My guest is in the person of Ambassador Moses Kolawole Obisheson. You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Right.
It's nice
so
to be here.
we will be looking at some of the headlines, and majorly, what were the major headlines that ran through the gamut of the papers this morning? You have the story of the INEC or several stakeholders complaining about early campaigns, and that could undermine democracy. INEC actually asking that there should be the National Assembly should take a look at making some reforms, making some laws so that they can enforce sanctions, because according to them right now they do not have any sanctions they can enforce. Meanwhile, Jega, former chief of INEC, says INEC should punish the violators. So if there are no such laws, what was Jega really trying to point out? And then there are two Ansaru commanders who are facing trial today. And that's at least it shows that government is serious about tackling some of the insecurity challenges. And then you have Tinubu ordering the EFEC committee to find ways and means of crashing food prices further. I do hope that they are able to do that, because that will bring a whole lot of smiles to Nigerians. And then you also have this story that the budget implementation for 2024 has achieved 80%, and that 2025 budget is facing difficulty because of procurement challenges. Well, I don't understand what that really means. And then there are killings of 5 people in Zamfara by bandits, and Yobe is thrown into mourning because 84 people have been killed by bandits also, and in Kogi 3 policemen killed also, and these are some of the. And then there was a great collapse yesterday that has also caused some I don't know, some difficulty for especially businesses and of course households. So we'll take a look at them as my guest is able to, whatever he chooses to go with.
Okay, thank you very much. First, I want to say it's a wet morning in the city capital, and I think it's beautiful for our farmers. So let's have it, even if it's disturbing a few of us running around. But it's beautiful. Let's embrace it. I would say
and Mele Kyari is being quizzed by EFCC over.
Yeah.
So
okay. So I will start from the very first that you spoke about, and talking about what was the first one now?
Several. Well, I can quickly tell you about the fact that Tinubu has ordered that there should be a crash of prices.
Okay, no, but the first one I wanted to speak about was the INEC.
Okay, the
INEC stuff. Okay, now so actually in the books of INEC, in the rules, guiding INEC, it is stated that if you campaign less than 24 hours to election, you'll be fined.
Yeah.
And the fine is actually 500,000, a powdery sum of 500,000 naira. Because it's very good for us to, let's see it. What is 500 bucks to a very serious politician? You understand? It's not a lot of money.
Meanwhile, you limit the last point, but you don't put.
So now, for the first point, they said 150 days before election, that is when you should start campaigning. But to that one, there is zero attachment of punishment.
I think that's the challenge.
That's the challenge, because the INEC people, the INEC management are saying, you know what, you gave at least you gave punishment to 24 hours before election, but 150 days before election, when campaign should actually start, there was nothing said about that. That means that there is the discretionary powers given to INEC, or better still, that the court may wield if they choose to. So there's really no punishment. They only said don't do campaign until 150 days to election. So that's actually, there's a lacuna there, and that's why INEC is saying we might need to look at the law.
That lacuna that politicians are exploiting.
Of course, that's one of the lacuna. The other one right now is that is even bigger than that one, is that define what a campaign is.
I think that's yes.
Define what a campaign. What exactly do you call a campaign? Okay, if you're saying, okay, there shouldn't be campaign, but they don't tell you what's a campaign. Look, let me tell you, even that we analyze certain government actions and inaction can be a campaign. If we say, APC in the last 2 years is actually, they said they're going to do 1, 2, 3, 10 things, but after those 10 things, we can count that they have done 4. Okay, if they've done 4 in their first 2 years, chances are that maybe first 1 year took bureaucratic, settling down. So the 4 they did actually come in the first, only 1 year. So the next 2 years, they may be able to cover up the other 6. You can look at it from now and go. Another person can say it's a total failure. If in 2 years, half of your time gone, you have not done whatever, and they know that 1 year to your end of your tenure, election will override it, yeah. And so look, you can campaign without necessarily saying I am campaigning. Sure. So it's a very challenging time. I listened to the INEC boss yesterday, the INEC information officer, really trying so hard to be able to, wriggle around. A lot of questions being thrown at her, but she just said, look, it's not something only for her. You see INEC meeting with all of the political parties to IPAC and, all of them together, yeah. And telling them, okay, don't go to. In fact, one of the key contestants has actually said that look, he disowned the billboard that has been paraded everywhere. He said, look, I don't even know who is actually putting that billboard. So INEC is saying, who do I chase? If the fact that you saw my billboard right there to say Moses 2027, okay, Moses 2027, who is sponsoring it? And you come to me and say, I don't even know that there's a billboard there. I never asked anybody to do that. And so it's a big challenge, bigger than the issue of the court. What was it called?
I think that there's a way around that. I think that what's it now? Contestants or potential contestants, yes, must take vicarious responsibility for those kind of things. If your driver commits an offense, yes, in some cases, it's you that I
love that you said it's my driver. If any driver who is actually driving my company's car commits an offense, it's not an offense that you have to situate on me directly.
No, but it's situated both on the person and on the company.
Correct. So
because that's the company. Yes. But when it has to do with individual position, yes, a situation where somebody puts a billboard somewhere and says Moses 2027, correct, and you say you don't know anything about
yes,
it, we must hold somebody.
No. So if
you're going to hold somebody, it's better to hold you so that when they hold you, yeah, it will set a deterrence against future occurrences of such. People, before they put a billboard, they come and consult you first.
No,
because even if they consult you, you can deny it.
Let me tell you something that you have not. Look, it was a major discussion yesterday. What we are doing now. Yeah. Let me tell you, it looks easy in theory to say I got to monitor all. I'm here as a president. I'm in Abuja, here in Zamfara, in Borno State, anywhere in the village. Somebody can just go and even your opponent, your whatever, will go and print the placards and just to put you in trouble. So you see, until this is the way it needs to be. First of all, if you say maybe the party should take responsibility, that may work to some extent, because whatever we're discussing here is to also help the INEC and all of them to be able to actually take dressing and learn and up their game and all that. So but the issue I'm telling you, it might be easier to actually punish whoever actually done that infraction, and also maybe you also look at it, you also tag the political party. But if you are looking at the person, because no matter where it is, if you say the political party, and I even tell you that that's even very challenging. Not all political parties are in all wards in this country. Some people can just mass produce advert and all of that, and just storm a particular village, remote place, and splash it everywhere, and snap it and send it all everywhere, all over social media. And then you now say, oh, it's actually APC doing that, or ADC, or whoever. So I think just the same way the radio station were actually monitored by their regulatory body, also whoever is bringing an advert is the one to be punished. What do I mean? If
no, see, I'm sorry, just drop. Okay, go.
Now, so the point I'm trying to say is that if I come here now and I say certain things that you think is gone beyond just analysis, that has become maybe a campaign, and I mean just whatever for a particular political party, it is you who should say, no, the station will charge you for that advert, and beyond that is even not time for that advert. You should be able to call me to question. But don't now say, no, don't worry, let him say all that you want to say. I'll go and be APC. And if it's not APC, even Bola Tinubu, I'll go and be. When he's even saying, he didn't even know that Moses is doing an analysis.
I think that
we need to look at it. And then even the advertising agency of Nigeria, they also need to take responsibility for whatever major billboards and all that is out there.
I think that's much better.
And because of that,
that's what I wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
It's important that if they bring an advert to you, whether you're a radio station, a TV station, the billboards people, that is outdoor advertising association or practitioners, I think it's important that maybe the law should prevent the media organization from receiving such adverts before time.
Correct.
I think that's
where they can't trace any, they should put it down. Look, if for instance, because
before you pull it
in
down,
the village,
before you pull it down, even if you're pulling it down,
yes,
I think that somebody should still pay for it. I mean, that is, somebody should be punished for it.
Because you are still looking at the big board. If you go to the village, ordinary what's it called, this cloth banner, they will just put banner everywhere. So who's going? So I'm saying that, look, regulatory bodies must, first of all, our laws need to be strengthened. That's number one. Number two, regulatory bodies really must also be checked to say, you know what, if you see anything on your station or your newspaper or advertising practitioners of Nigeria, that's what's it called? I mean, these guys that monitor external advert and AppCon, and all of those guys, all of this regulatory body must be monitored, because they are the ones who are collecting money to be able to actually feature such things. And if there's because I saw one time when somebody says something on air, and they slammed them some very ridiculous bill, to say, hey, this shouldn't have gone on air. And people shouted, well, that is the law. If you have crossed the line, you are going to be slammed. And when they slammed one or two, others will
sit up.
Major advert media agencies and all of that will take dressing. Now, for the local one, if you cannot trace who is hanging this banner or whatever, just have people to sanitize and clean up the area, especially in connection with the political party that we're talking about, because a lot of time the political party will know about those adverts, even if it is not going through the regular channel. So they should just say, look, hey guys, we form a task force that goes around before the whatever. Just going to be a political party task force. I think IPAC should actually rise up to that. They can really form a task force that can ensure sanity of
okay, which means that they will work across board.
Yes, they work across board,
because it's all the parties that
all the parties put together. They can work across. I think INEC can work more with IPAC to form that what's it called, that monitoring stuff, to be able to really check me that, because really it's making nonsense. In fact, INEC said, look, we cannot. Mahmoud Jega was talking yesterday, and he said, look, I can't even monitor the spending if you are not restricted to certain
if you don't have a particular period of time.
Then you just,
how do you monitor?
You will just be still spending and we don't even know whatever. He said no. He said no. Something really needs to be done. So they are already saying this so that the lawmakers need to look at what they need to rejig in the law, and then the all those concerns also really need to be up and doing. Yeah.
Sure. Right, good one. So let's go ahead.
Okay. Also, you're talking about the issue of food crisis. Like initially the food prices. Food prices. Like I said, even yesterday, I for the first time, somebody just called me somewhere. I don't want to mention where. And they said, they're selling rice. I said, selling rice away. He said, I should send money and my whatever, and I can buy rice. And I bought for the first time for so many whatever. I bought one bag yesterday.
How much? How much did it go?
40,000.
40,000.
40,000 a bag of rice. So when we're talking about the food and whatever, it interested me. I got interested, because really, I can see the little efforts that is being made, by the government of the day to just really want to crash the price. Is that enough effort? Surely not. But are they trying to be able to make? Because it just called me. It just said, look, they're selling rice also play, but they will need your BVN or whatever, or whatever. So means for that, there's only one-to-one person you can buy to and all of that. And he also said, but that's beautiful, because again, they are now going to even maybe organizations, to big establishments and all of that, and be able to really ensure that they have opportunity to buy cheap.
We do hope that is correct.
No. I've actually been hearing about it. I've been hearing. I'm coming. I'm saying this here right now. If you want more information, you should. After buying the rice, I was not thinking. I got over. There's rice at home. They said, well, what did I even?
No, but that's an opportunity.
But I just wanted to test whether
it's true.
Yes, whether it's true. So that if I'm talking also on TV, I should be able to say eyewitness.
Yeah.
Because for over 1 year now, I've been hearing they are selling rice, they are not selling rice. I just took my mind away. It's for the lowly, those who really need it, But when I was now called, but says then you have to send your BVS, and then you have to transfer the money. You have to do. I transfer the money. I send the order. I did all of that, and I was just a bag of rice. So it's working in this country, because I want to be able to speak like a first-time beneficiary. Now, having said that, what I'm trying to say here is that, look, Mr. President, the government in power, you must pay serious attention to food abundance. One of the cardinal point that was raised was the fact that it wasn't just going to be Ministry of Agri, but they said Ministry of Agri and food security. For me, this is the first time ever that I'm hearing that the Ministry of Agri was actually attached. Usually they say Ministry of Agri and Rural Development.
Yeah.
But now they just say, leave development, let's focus on one thing, which is actually food security. And we know that the regular insecurity is actually fueling food insecurity. So you must double your efforts to ensure that. Look,
I think it's
the farmers.
It's an unfortunate chain, really.
Very terrible. Because this one fuels this, and that one fuels that.
Okay, good.
That's the way it is.
Food insecurity fuels the
regular security. So if you don't come very strong at it, you won't get it right. So that's the point I'm trying to say, that it's not just lip service, it's not just maybe sell in the ministry, because I know that Ministry of Agriculture are actually the one behind these sales and all of that. But very, very major intervention must be done, so that farmers that are producing record very, very insignificant losses to their production. That's number one. Number two, that security is actually given to farmers. Look, let me say this. One of the best security, and I'm not marketing for anybody, and I'm not going to call name. One of the best security upcoming company in Africa is in Nigeria. It's here in Abuja. In terms of drone and all of that they deploy to different countries all over Africa. But several countries in Africa are already patronizing and really seeing how they're able to protect a lot of stuff and all that. What are we doing to our homegrown companies that are doing fantastically well across the board? And just to narrow it down to food security. All that the farmer, all that is required is that drone is flying everywhere. Farmers are cultivating. When they see any movement that is not actually that is not supposed to be, they're able to alert even the drone alerts the security architect, because the security cannot be everywhere, but the drone can cover 24 hours.
Exactly. Technology
can do that. So when you're saying, oh, okay, everything is going on, I'm seeing some people coming in about ask how many miles, to that place, and they are in their numbers. After when they now narrow down, they say, wow, they even see them that they are actually carrying some weapons and whatever. They can alert automatically the law enforcement to go in that direction.
Yeah.
Rather than when it happens, then you now condemn them, then you now say they are bad dastardly. You already know that these guys are, that is what gives them joy. So we should go beyond talking about what wrong they have done to be able to nip it in the bud. And I'm saying that we already have the technology, not just in Africa, not just in Nigeria, here in Abuja. And look, the funny thing, I have some level of closeness to such person. I say, wow, this young chap, you'll be shocked. The CEO of the company I'm talking about is just about 23, 25. Those guys are blazing the trail in the entire continent. But in fact, when I asked, is the government of the day patronizing? You say no, Nigeria has never patronized it for Nigeria. Come on, guys. And we're talking about local content. The same thing, like, okay, but that one I see some government parastatals and some government whatever patronize one of the car making company in Nigeria. I don't want to mention name also, but the point I'm trying to say is that for the issue of food security, more needs to be done to be able to, first of all, protect the farmers, then to give them input, to give them also shield for whatever they have produced, so that they don't produce maize right now because it's everywhere, then so much go to waste. No, buy it up from them, mop it up, store our grains, our strategic grain reserve, make sure that they get value for whatever. And now, value doesn't mean that it should be astronomically high. No, that's not value. You can pay fair price. You understand what I'm saying? To say, okay, you know what, if you produce in this large quantity, because people would not mind, to actually want to sell to you if you want to mop up all that they are buying for a little lower price, so that now maybe Ministry of Agric now is making sure that all of the lowly people are able to buy people can, the ministry will sell, while people are able to buy, especially for those of us at affordable prices, so that it won't just be talk shop that they said they are doing something, they are doing, but people are not getting it.
Yeah, like from what you have said, if those things are put in place, even the prices will come down of their own volition.
Correct.
Yeah, because if the supply is good, if the supply is high, the price will definitely come down. That's what basic economics tells us. All right, so maybe we'll take one more just before we go. Okay. You just want to take one more? I don't know which one that appeals to you.
Okay.
There's
we can't do anything. Yes. Okay. Recognizes Mark. Okay. So for me, the recognition of ADC key guys, is a welcome development. For me, it puts paid to the fact that let's not politicize everything. Okay. Let things run properly. ADC is emerging as a major opposition hub, and they must be allowed to breathe. You know something, democracy requires a lot of checks and balances, and one of the very cardinal and key balance that you need is the vibrancy of opposition. We know that without standing for anybody, we know that PDP has dwindled seriously in his strength to be able to really fight. Play the major opposition, role. But ADC is trying to come up. So you don't need to guard them. Allow them, because that's even the beauty of democracy. Allow them, because initially when it was counting months, because actually it was I think it was 2nd of July that they started officially and all of that, and you now went over 2 months before they're able to actually get recognized. people are already agitating that. What's happening?
I think part of that came from within the party. If you if you remember, there was a few persons.
You and I will know that it is within. So some of them is within the party.
No, they were saying no, that these people just came over from.
I know. And the rest of them.
Exactly.
But the challenge I'm saying is that the local people will not know. Some persons, the masses may not know. They know they see, even opposition, they have to register them, they don't feel register them, all kinds of stuff. So what I'm saying is that but again, yes, fingers have been pointed at the government of the day, or at the ruling party, yes, as being the ones stoking those fires. Yes. So that is why I said, when I heard it, I said, now at least now is a seemingly level playing field is being made available to all. I mean, to at least the ADC, who people are really congregating around to say they want to be the major opposition, because you need the opposition to be able to put the ruling party on their toes.
Yeah, correct.
You need them to be able to say, oh, this thing you've done here is not the best. But what I don't love, or what I don't appreciate about opposition is where you just say, what you have done here is wrong. The second thing I'm listening to is, so what is better to have been done? Either what is right to have been done, or what is better. Because if you just tell me what I have done is wrong, but you didn't tell me any better thing to do or any right thing to do, that means you're just criticizing for the sake of it.
No, I think you look at it beyond that. There's no opposition that wants to now come and load you with their own ideas for you to succeed. No, that's the way they are going to look at it.
No, but the way we need to look at it is that the more you are saying sensible things, the more people are seeing what you have made up. Look, Nigerians are not dull. Now, if you say, for instance, if you say, the time you removed subsidy was wrong, then give a very beautiful analysis of when it should have been, how it should have been removed. Because in the last decades, removal of subsidy has been on the lips of all, but nobody could bear the cat. Now, but somebody just came in, and the day one that he came in, he said, you know what, this thing, even if it is going to be the only thing I do, subsidy gone. Now, meanwhile, all of the 4 top contenders said that we're going to remove subsidy. Nobody analyzed whether it's going to be day 1 or day 30 or year 10 or whatever. Nobody said that. Now, after that, people, when they now saw the implication, something shouldn't have been removed. Okay, it shouldn't have been removed when it goes. So when will it have been removed, and what are the things that we would have put on? Maybe if you've given us a more constructive argument and all that, Nigerians will learn. Even the government of the day will learn from that, oh, okay, this guy said maybe the CNG buses should have be everywhere first. Let's go and loan, let's go and get whatever to get the CNG buses. Let's even get them to be carrying people free. So that when you now say subsidy gone, even the people are still enjoying their free ride. They don't even know whether subsidy was gone or not. So it would have been seamless. But if you are not giving, I'm challenging the opposition party and the opposition people that, you know what, look, do not just be quick to go to the press to say this is wrong, this policy is wrong, or this move is wrong. But please add just close to it what is right or what is better.
What should be done.
Correct. That's the only way to build.
Where are my callers? The line's been open. 08029938365 is open. In case you you want to be a part of this, please do call in. Yeah. So maybe we could talk about the budget process that is like grinding so slowly that even though it's in certain circles, in certain reports, it's being made to look like some acclaim that 2024 budget has gotten to 80%. You recall that, was it early this year or late last year, we talked about that same budget. At that time it was just 25% achieved, but they are saying it's gone 80% now. But should we be talking about 2024 budget at the almost the end, at the twilight of 2025?
The first thing, whenever anybody talk about budget, let them define what they are saying. Are you talking about the recurrent expenditure?
No, of course. Most of the time, when issues like this come up, they are talking about capital.
I go and check. They should be talking about capital budget, but I tell you that you go and check. In fact, a lot of time, till end of the time, capital budget, a lot, except if it start changing now. I'm telling you that capital budget, I don't know any year, any particular administration that did up to 70%. I don't know. I stand to be corrected.
Yeah, but
I'm talking about capital budget now.
Yeah, that's why
I don't know any.
That's probably what we're talking about.
So even the 80 that you are talking about,
2024,
I understand you. You'll be shocked. The 80 you're talking about, please go check again. Is it 80 of capital budget of recording? Because what a lot of the politicians, and even with all due respect, a lot of the ministry people, what concern them is what they will use to buy laptop, what they will use to actually go for one kind of STACO training, what they will use to better their lot and all that. They forget that what lasts longer in and outside of their office are those bridges done, those roads done, those schools built. Those they don't know. If those ones get done, they will get done. But right here, it is just the pittance, those little stuff that gets to them directly, rather than the big stuff that can get done right there, that will serve several of their families, even their family in villages. In the villages, if they have actually done some roads, some of those food produce would have actually come out, would have reduced the cost. Even what they are sending to their families in the village would have been cheaper and all that. So, but all I'm just trying to say is that until we actually get very serious in this country, where we put side by side, why should you pay somebody 80% for doing 25% job? Because the main job is the capital expenditure, and the payment is the recurrent expenditure. So why are you paying? Why are they not going side by side?
Recurrent.
Yes,
there are some recurrent that you can't. They will definitely do 100%.
Yes,
I mean, like salaries.
Now let me tell you something. No. Let me tell you about the salaries. It's because you already the planning is worked. That's why salary is going faster than deliverables. Than a concrete thing to be delivered. I run a company, for instance, and I pay salary, but I've actually mastered it such that whether I'm in the office or not, there are things that are productivity level that is expected of you. That's disconnect. That's the disconnect.
Yes, there are targets, there are
the productivity
KPIs that you must meet for certain.
In government setting, it's not there.
Exactly, that's not there. In marketing especially, you get a target.
Correct.
And that target is the basis on which you...
I'm rolling out something right now.
So sometimes you may have a benchmark sum that you get just to put you put you on the road. But for you to earn real good money, it's tied to your productivity.
Fantastic. I said I'm rolling out what I called a compensation plan in my company. And I'll just tell you, what you call salary right now is just what I would call
something to take care of your transport. A stipend.
Very stipend. It's just a stipend. Now the main thing I will tell you that in my company you can earn all that you want to earn, because it's just simple. Deliver this. This is what you're going to deliver. That is deliver this, and there is no stopping to what you can earn. So I tell people that say here it is like you are an entrepreneur in the bigger entrepreneurial space. So that's the way the government needs to run. You must run it like business. If somebody is not delivering X amount, why is it being paid stuff? It doesn't make sense. So until we actually run, I love what happened when at the beginning, before they fell apart, Trump and Elon Musk. Okay. The guy just said, every week tell us what you have done, 3 things that you've done. The American people are you out of it? Just post 3 things that you did for the week. And people couldn't post. There was nothing. People would just go around and they hated him for it. They said, no. If you don't post 3 things that you have done for the week, chances are you have not done anything. And then you are not even, you don't want your wage. It was really very hard. Such KPIs, such deliverables, such targets. Government of the day. I know. They do it more with the ministers, with the PAMSECs. Maybe a little bit trickle down to the directors. After those set of people, forget the rest of them.
In actual fact, if you see where those things are applied, you get far higher results, far higher productivity.
Exceedingly higher.
One ministry, and I do not say this to. I hope that it is not misunderstood. But I do know that is happening seriously in the Ministry of Interior.
Okay.
They just went to sign a pact. The ministry with a bond, a performance bond, with those component parastatals,
Yeah.
the NIS, Immigration Service, the NSCDC, the Fire Service, and so on and so forth. About 4, and then these people who make our national ID card.
The guy
doing fantastically there.
The guy
no doubt
is,
about it.
The guy is fantastic. He came on air and he said, you know what, give me 2 weeks, I'm going to wipe out all of the backlog.
And he did.
You know, I love timelines.
Exactly.
People don't like all those kind of whatever. They just be like, give us the whole year, the whole administration.
And give us our money.
Give us our money. Per second. In fact, that's why they just take to the street. The time you are even taking to the street, you are not building it. So I think kudos really. I concur with that. He's one of the best performing ministers.
So that this is just to say that, like he has said, my guest has said, maybe there's a need to rework how, the wage structure, how the wages system is managed. But again, I think that it's because, you see, there are some jobs that cannot be measured that way. I don't know how to say that.
It's not possible. All jobs can be measured.
No, you see.
Tell me the job that cannot be measured.
I don't know. It's not coming now, but it's possible. You know, if my job determines your job.
Yes.
If I have to finish my own job.
Yes.
And what I finish is your own input.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Yes.
So if there's a problem at my place, means you won't do anything.
Yes.
Who suffers for that?
It means I will not do those things that are attached, that are dependent on you. But that shouldn't be the only thing I'm doing.
No, if that is all that you're doing.
No, you should know. That means that you didn't properly structure. I'm in business, so I know that I don't employ one person. For instance, I get a call member. The mother called me and they said, you know what, I want my daughter to serve with you. I said, that's fine. I've been employing call members for maybe upwards of about 25-30 years now, you know, in my company, and I love to get them in after that early stage. I said, no problem if she's willing to work. Okay, here she came. I said, what did you read? He said, accounting. Fantastic, but we have our account department already full. What other skill do you have? He said, well, I'm fantastic on social media. I can do this, I can do that. Oh, whoa, we need, our social media is depleted. It's not as strong as I want it to be. So we're going to couch it this way. For your what's it called, for your professional development, you're still going to be assisting the account officer, so that you can keep growing your whatever for that 1 year. But for social media, these XYZ are the things I want you to do. Then the third thing, for the sales side, these are the things that I want you to do. When you give them 3 areas, and I also categorize each of the 3 areas. I said, this is the transformational stuff that takes 3 points each. So 3 things that you do here are 3 points. These are actually optimizational stuff, 2 points each, and you need to do 3 things there. This is actually maintenance. If all you just come to do is you sign this, you do that, it's just 1 point each. There are 3 of them. So already you've helped the person to calibrate. You understand that if he is able to help my Instagram
the whole point is that government will really need to sit back and
that is what I'm saying. If you don't calibrate well, you will not get the best out of these guys.
We just got to go because of time. Once we get in here, it looks as if time is runs at a very dizzying rate. But we want to say thank you for staying tuned to Kaftan Television, and a little bit later at 2, I'll be here for the polity, and I invite you to be part of it. And I must say thank you to my guests. Thank you. It's been quite some time. We hope that there will be some frequency from this point. Thank you so much, Ambassador Obisheson. And thank you, my production team. Thank you so very much. My name is Dayo Mogun. Bye for now.